Welcome back to the YouTube, guys. I'm super excited to get back into long form content and to just bring you guys this series. After my last two races, I did a lot of thinking, a lot of praying on what I wanted to do next with running. What God revealed to me is that He wants me to answer the call, hence the name of this series. What that looks like for me is maybe laying aside something in running that is comfortable. I was getting kind of comfortable in the marathon, kind of comfortable in that routine of training. And the Lord really revealed to me that He wants me to train for an ultra marathon, an extremely difficult ultra marathon. So with that, I came across the Hone Quarry 40 miler on Saturday, March 28th. This is a 40 miler with 8,000 feet of elevation gain and the same amount of descent. It's a very technical trail, a very difficult race, and extremely out of my comfort zone. I just moved from Charleston, South Carolina a couple months ago to Cumberland, Maryland, which is where I currently live. So I was below sea level in Charleston, South Carolina, getting absolutely no elevation training, to now living in Maryland, getting some, and just attacking this goal is so far from what I have been doing training wise. I've only been training on flat for speed for the marathon. And again, I just felt this calling after my BPN 50 mile performance and getting fifth place in that race. I just felt this calling from the Lord to step in to more ultra marathon training and really push my limits and just get super uncomfortable. One thing I'm really nailing down is my routine. And my morning routine in 2026 has been something that has been extremely beneficial for me. So, what I do is I wake up, I usually drink my hydration, and then I'm into the red light. I've been starting red light therapy. It's been a really good way for me to just wake up each day and obviously get all the benefits that come with it, but it's also a time of prayer for me. Prayer is the first thing I dive into in the morning, just thanking God for the day, thanking Him for my blessings, also just being open and authentic about what I'm dealing with, both in life and in training. And then I've been diving into scripture. So right now I'm reading the book of John and just making that a non-negotiable each day. And it's been an amazing way to start my day. It's something I've really started in 2026 and that I want to continue with. One thing I want to do a good job of for you guys is really explaining my workouts in this series so you can get a good feel for what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So today is a lactate threshold session. It's Wednesday. We have a 10-minute warm-up and then 7 sets of 6 minutes at lactate threshold with 3 minutes recovery in between. The first 4 reps of these 7 sets are going to be on a slight uphill, and the last 3 reps are going to be on a slight downhill. So the reasoning for the lactate threshold, I think it's important to note that I'm not coaching myself for this build. I invested in a coach. He's from this area. He's from Cumberland, Maryland, so he knows the trails I need to hit. He actually won the Hone Quarry 40 miler last year, so that gives me an advantage of course detail and knowing what I need to do to win this race. So shout out to Coach Yachty. He's been amazing. I love the way he's been programming for me, and I've been seeing tons of progress. And the reason for the lactate work is because with the amount of elevation in this race, around 8,000 feet of elevation gain and descent, my legs have to be used to that lactate buildup. They have to be used to running on that lactate buildup. So there's been a ton of threshold work and a ton of heavy hill work. So I'm excited to see how today goes. It's super humbling because my lactate threshold pace on flat is so much faster than some of these reps that I have to hit on an incline hitting threshold. So it's humbling, but it's been really beneficial for me and I've seen a lot of progress doing it.
It's like 35 degrees this morning and it feels like summer compared to what I've been dealing with. It's been hard to even hit the trails. There's been so much snow, and then it was just really cold. So all the snow froze, didn't melt for like 2-3 weeks. And I really struggled to run outside. Not because I didn't want to, or I was afraid of the conditions, but because I really couldn't. So that was unfortunate, but we got a lot of treadmill work done and we made it work. So I'm just grateful to be out here this morning, back on the canal, able to get a really solid outdoor threshold workout in. The little things. I just finished my third rep. Turns out the trail is still not great. So it can be discouraging to see my pace not where I want it to be, but I have to remember I'm going up. It doesn't seem like a big incline when you're looking at it, but it is a nice grade when you look at it on a map. So keeping conditions in mind and that, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna make excuses. You know, my foot is sinking into the trail, but it's good work. You know, I could get discouraged, but I'm looking at it as a way, you know, you never know what could happen on race day. Could be rain, could be brutal conditions, similar to today and the way the canal feels. So I got one more rep uphill and we're turning around and going downhill. How are you going to respond when it doesn't go in your favor? When conditions aren't the way you want them to be. What a blessing. What a blessing it is, baby. Come on.
That was a really tough workout. I'm going to read you guys through the intervals and then just explain where my head's at with the workout and how I feel about it. So the first 4 reps were slightly uphill. I do want to note that as these reps go on, I'm getting slightly more uphill. So the incline is getting steeper. So the first rep was done at a 6:02 minute per mile pace. I definitely went out a little hot on that one. Second rep was a 6:40 minute per mile. Third rep was a 6:50 minute per mile. And fourth rep was a 6:57 minute per mile. Again, these are gradually getting steeper. So I'm okay with that. You know, you see the pace get slower, but that's because the incline is getting steeper. And I know my effort was there for each rep, which makes me happy. Then we turn around and go downhill, and this is where I wish I would have done a little better. So I had 3 reps at a slight downhill. The first rep was a 6:04 minute per mile. Second rep was a 6:10 minute per mile. And then I was able to finish strong on the last rep with a 5:55 minute per mile. I really would have liked these downhill reps to be a little bit faster, but the more I think about it, I'm coming into this workout on super tired legs. Monday, I had a really big elevation workout, and the conditions, as you guys saw, were not the best. And I'm not using that as an excuse. It's just a reality. And I'm pleased with the workout. I'm pleased with the effort I brought to it. And I think it's a good lesson. Maybe you can learn from watching this. It's really easy to start getting discouraging with yourself when you don't hit paces or the workout doesn't go as planned. But there were some things I couldn't control out there today, and I'm just really happy with the execution and the effort I brought to this workout. So I've been doing 150 push-ups every single day for the past 190 days. This is day 190. And I get a lot of questions about why I do this or why I did it in the first place. And the answer is simple. It's just a small daily win that you can stack, and you can show up for yourself regardless of where you're at, what you're doing. I can do push-ups wherever I'm at. And the honest answer is I wasn't good at push-ups before, and now I've gotten a lot better. You know, when I first started this challenge, I could only do about 50 to 60, and now
I can do 100 in a row. That's my PR, 100 in a row. So day 190, 150 push-ups per day. Get it in.
All right, guys, today is Saturday, February 21st, and we have a 20-mile long run on the schedule with 5,000 feet of elevation gain. So to do this run, we are out at Rocky Gap State Park here in Cumberland, Maryland. Really good spot to get trails in. There's not too much opportunity to get long climbs in, but there is a really good trail here. It's 2.35 miles with 1,010 feet of gain. So we're kind of going to be doing repeats on that. And then there's also a 0.4 mile shortcut where you can get 560 feet of gain very quickly. It's like a 40% grade. So a lot of elevation work today. I'm basically going to break the workout down for you guys, how my coach has it laid out. And again, what really helps is that my coach is from this area. He's ran these trails. So he has a very detailed workout for me today. And the climb that I'm going to be doing is called the Evitts climb. So I'm climbing up Evitts Mountain here at Rocky Gap State Park. So the first rep, he wants me to run Evitts Mountain, staying in zone 3 as far as I can before walking. And then when walking, push that walking pace a little bit. Recovery down the mountain is going to be at a zone 2, but I am going to try to hold between a 6:30 and 7:30 minute per mile pace. Second rep, up the mountain is high zone 2, low zone 3, but focus on running the entire mountain. And then again, downhill, working on that faster pace. But then I'm going to take a break from Evitts and go kind of on a rocky, more technical trail to get that ankle work. And then the third rep up Evitts Mountain is going to be a 5-minute run followed by a 1-minute walk. And that is going to be a power walk, or power hike. And that 5-minute run is going to be pretty quick, between a 9 and 11-minute pace. And again, this is a pretty good grade, so 9 and 11-minute pace is relative, but it is extremely hard when you're going up a mountain. And then the last short rep, we're going to take the shortcut, which again is an absolute brutal climb that I will show you guys. I will film it, but it's about a 40% grade, 30 to 40% grade in 0.4 miles, so it's super tough. But yeah, it's going to be a crazy workout today.
I'm on the first climb. I'm already hurting. My quads are good. Just my lower legs and my Achilles area. I already had 5,000 feet of elevation on the week coming into today, so it's a grind, man. It's a grind. All right, first climb is done. It was a little harder than I wanted it to be. My heart rate's good, sitting around 160, 163, but my lower legs are killing me. Calves, Achilles, they're just heavy. They hurt, like they burn. But you never know what's gonna happen out here, you know? Trail running, elevation, it's just a different ball game. It's gotta get better. Now we're gonna try to fly down the downhill. All right, we're heading back up. But coming down that downhill just gave me some huge confidence. Clocked a 6:19 mile and then like a 6:45. So I felt really good on that downhill. That's how the race is gonna be too. You know, I gotta be strong on the uphills, steady, and just book it. Make up time on the downhills, but be controlled. This rep, I'm going up the mountain, trying to stay in zone 2, high zone 2, low zone 3, but just keep moving, no walking. So just shortening the stride and just steadily going up the mountain. So Just hoping my lower legs don't burn out. Also, for reference, I'm about 6 miles into this workout, already over 1,500 feet of elevation. So it's the thing about elevation, man. You're out here for a long time. You got to use to just grind and time on feet. Running up freaking mountains, man. Oh, praise God though. Beautiful day out here. Beautiful day in God's creation. Woo! Let's go. Summit number 2. That felt really good. A lot more confidence than that first rep. But I'm not gonna be able to film during the race, take much time, so heading back down. Right back to it. Let's bomb this downhill. The downhill running tip that my coach taught me that I'll never forget. Keep your strides a little short and choppy. Act like you're Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. Just get a flow and just have fun with it. Ever since I made that switch, downhills have become so much easier. It's eye training. Keep your eyes peeled, strides a little shorter and choppy, and channel your inner Jack Sparrow. And just have fun with it. This is a blast. I'm flying. Let's go. All right, we're about an hour and a half into this workout. A little break from the Evans climb. Going on a side trail. It's called the Rocky Trail. A little bit more technical, but not as much elevation, which will be a nice little break. And after this, we have one more Evans climb, and then the shortcut climb, which is like a 40% grade. So about 10 miles in, hour 40 into the workout. Let's go. All right, this third climb is supposed to be 5 minutes. Hard climb, keeping pace between 9 and 11 minutes per mile. It's a 1 minute walk. I'm failing it. I've had to walk a good bit. Like right now, I gotta walk. My legs are just crushed right now. But hey, I'm putting in a ton of effort, so it's frustrating and I'm competitive with myself. Not for a lack of effort. Come on. Third summit. Oh my gosh. This is one of the hardest training workouts I've ever had. I'm not even trying to be dramatic. It's a grind though, you gotta smile. It's, you know, I'm getting better out here. Last climb of the day, 40% grade. I got a 2 mile climb like this on race day. Legs are thrash, but they're gonna be cooked on race day too. My goal right here is to just not stop moving. I'm walking, but I just gotta keep moving. That's what my coach said. On big inclines like this, you just gotta keep moving. That's what I just hiked up. All the way down there. Grind. Last climb of the day though, baby, we did it. I had to dig so deep in that workout, man. Short little downhill and then we're out of here. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm gonna keep it real with you. That was one of the hardest training workouts I've ever had. I think just coming into that with
5K feet of vert on my legs already for the week. It was just a tough workout. So I want to quickly break it down for you guys. And then I got to get out of here. I gotta get some food. I'm freaking thrashed. So the first rep, the goal was to keep effort in low zone 3 heart rate, run as far as I can before walking, and then really push myself on the walking pace, and don't walk for more than 30 seconds. So I'd say that entire rep as a whole was a win. I was able to get some long running efforts on a big climb, and then I pretty much kept those walk intervals to 30 seconds. Maybe a couple were a little bit more, but overall win. And then on the downhill, I was supposed to hold between a 7 and 8 minute pace. I got a 6:19 on the first mile downhill, and then a 6:45. So downhill is a crushed. Second rep, effort was supposed to be in high zone 2, low zone 3, focus on running the entire mountain. This was a huge win. This was probably my best rep. It was slower, right? But I was able to run the whole mountain, which was a huge win. And my legs started to feel a little better, and my confidence started to come back a little bit. Again, on that downhill, I was flying, set like 7:15 and below. So downhills were a big win today. And I got a little break from climbs and went on the Rocky Trail and Settlers Trail, which is just kind of a rolling hill loop. Felt good on that. And then the third rep, this is where I got crushed and I failed this rep. It was supposed to be a 5-minute run up the Evitz climb. So 5-minute run up the mountain, and then a 1-minute walk. And for that run, I was supposed to hold between a 9-minute pace and 11-minute pace. I completely failed this rep as a whole. I had to walk a lot more than 1 minute per rep. And yeah, I wasn't holding between a 9 and 11-minute pace. I mean, it wasn't for a lack of effort. That's the point I wanted to get across to you guys. Like, my coach is pushing me to the core, which is a good thing. And my effort was there. My legs were just thrashed. Like, I don't know if it would have been actually possible for me to run that. So it was a little discouraging, but then I remembered, like, this is exactly why I do this stuff, to push myself in this way. And I started to get those mental thoughts, getting really down on myself. And then I quickly flipped that script, started to replay a couple Bible verses in my head, Romans 5:3-5, like what a blessing it is to be out here, like just suffering, like to choose suffering, and just getting better. It's such a blessing, man. So that rep was a fail. Again, the downhill felt good there, so that was great. And then the last rep was a shortcut. So this is like a 0.4 to half mile dead uphill shortcut. It's a 40% grade. So this is very similar to the last climb that I'm gonna have on race day. It's also a 40% grade. And then I cooled down, back down the mountain, back to the car, just in zone 2, easy heart rate. So the overall workout, 20 miles. Let's see, I wanna make sure I get the elevation. All right, so it was 20 miles, 20.3 miles. Took me 3 hours and 16 minutes. Average heart rate was a 149. That's a huge win. Elevation gain, 4,225.7. So about 10,000 feet of elevation on the week. So huge win. Chick-fil-A is open. It's on the way home, so I'm getting out of here. Man, there's not many things better than a nice DC sip after a long run. I'm telling you what, man. Lock City. Oh my God. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible.